Let me give you my health update for Wednesday, 10th of September 2025. I went to the Ayurveda Center for my fortnightly appointment yesterday, and my weight has come down to 66.4 kilograms. It was a little higher, what do you call it, 66.7 or so when I was inpatient, because as inpatient I was just lying in bed for 2 weeks, not moving much. My BMI is 23.3, which is just slightly above normal, so slightly in the overweight range. And yesterday I walked quite a long distance, 5.9 kilometers, almost 6 kilometers. And it was almost 10,000 steps for me as well. My walking symmetry was out. It's 4.2 because I was carrying groceries on my shoulder in my blue IKEA bag. Normally it's 1.8. It's not 1 because I walk with a white cane. So 1.8 is sort of normal for me. And as I mentioned earlier, my steps were almost 10,000 steps, which is pretty good because you need a minimum of 7,000 steps a day. And number of flights of stairs I climbed yesterday was quite good too, 7 flights. So my body fat composition is pretty good. I don't have the figures atop my head, but I check it every 6 months with a Prof. Naha of the Sports Medicine Clinic. He has a 50,000 ringgit body composition monitor that monitors my muscle mass, my body fat composition, and a whole bunch of other parameters for each quadrant of the body. So, like left arm, left leg, right arm, right leg, as well as consolidated for the whole body. So it's pretty accurate. And there's no point checking every day because it hardly moves on a day-to-day basis. And if it does, it's just a temporary fluctuation. So every 6 months is good. The good news there is that I'm gradually having less body fat and building up more muscle mass, which is pretty good for my age, which is 67. Because as you grow older, particularly above 60, people tend to get sarcopenia, which is a loss of muscle mass. So if you lose muscle mass and you gain fat, that's a big problem. If you lose muscle mass but your fat remains stable, then you're getting thinner and weaker. Then you're frail and prone to falls and things like that, because when you try to do stuff, you find that you don't have the energy to do it, because you lack the muscles to make the movement. So it's pretty good if your muscle mass is gained slightly and you lose fat.
Sarcopenia is a major contributor to frailty, falls, fractures, loss of mobility, and dependence on others for daily activities. Beyond mobility, it affects metabolic health, undermining blood sugar control, lowering bone density, and reducing resilience to illness. It is therefore misleading to think of sarcopenia as a normal change that requires no attention. While some degree of muscle decline is inevitable with age, the speed and severity of that decline can be greatly slowed and in some cases partly reversed by conscious lifestyle choices. Monitoring muscle mass in practical terms. Knowing the percentage of muscle lost over decades provides useful background, but it does not help the individual manage their present condition. A more practical approach is to measure current muscle mass percentage, MM%, using a reliable body composition monitor. The following are ideal ranges of skeletal muscle mass percentage by age and sex. Men, 20-39 years, skeletal muscle 40 to 44% of body weight, 40 to 59 years, 38 to 42%. 60 to 79 years, 36 to 40%. 80 plus years, 34 to 38%. Women, 20 to 39 years, skeletal muscle, 32 to 35% of body weight, 40 to 59 years, 30 to 33%, 60 to 79 years, 28 to 31%, 80 plus years, 26 to 29%. How to use these figures. If your muscle percentage falls below the lower end of your age and sex-specific range, this is a red flag for sarcopenia risk. It is then vital to intensify resistance training, adjust protein intake, and ensure overall metabolic health is protected. Prevention and management. The two most powerful interventions are exercise and nutrition. Resistance training, simple weightlifting, resistance bands, or even body weight exercises remains effective well into the 80s and 90s. Older adults who remain active in this way often preserve their independence much longer. Nutrition, particularly adequate protein intake, is equally critical. Many elderly people consume less protein than they need, yet the aging body actually requires more protein to maintain muscle. Experts recommend that adults over 60 consume 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. For example, a 70-kilogram person should aim for 70 to 85 grams daily. For those who exercise regularly, or who are recovering from illness or injury, the requirement may rise to 1.5 grams per kilogram, or about 105 grams daily for a 70-kilogram person. Protein intake can also be measured as a percentage of daily calorie intake. Males, around 15 to 20% of total daily calories from protein. A man consuming 2,000 kcal daily should therefore target 75 to 100 grams of protein. Females, around 15 to 18% of total daily calories from protein. A woman consuming 1,800 kcal daily should aim for 65 to 80 grams of protein. Other factors play supporting roles. Adequate vitamin D and calcium are essential for both muscle and bone health. Sufficient sleep, avoidance of smoking and excessive alcohol, and regular movement throughout the day all contribute to slowing muscle loss. Recommendations for different age groups. Between 60 and 70 years. This decade often marks the beginning of accelerated muscle decline. Men at this stage generally have higher baseline muscle mass, while women face rapid losses linked to menopause. Men should emphasize resistance training to retain strength and manage abdominal fat. Women should prioritize strength exercises that support bone density. Both should aim for at least 1.0 grams of protein per kilogram daily, or about 15 to 18% of total calories for women and 15 to 20% for men. Protein should be distributed across all meals. Between 70 and 80 years, the risk of frailty rises, making targeted intervention crucial. Men experience sharper testosterone decline, while women remain vulnerable to osteoporosis. Strength training should continue, adapted to individual capacity, with a focus on balance and functional movements to prevent falls. Protein intake should be closer to 1.2 grams per kilogram daily, equating to 18 to 20% of total daily calories for men and 16 to 18% for women. Adequate vitamin D and calcium are vital. 90 years and above. At this stage, the goal shifts to preserving independence and preventing disability. Chronic conditions may complicate nutrition and exercise, but even light resistance or chair-based activities are beneficial. Protein intake should be sustained at 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram daily, or roughly 15 to 18% of total calories for women and 15 to 20% for men. Softer protein sources such as yogurt, lentils, tofu, and eggs can help overcome chewing difficulties or poor appetite. Hydration remains equally critical, as older adults often fail to recognize thirst. Conclusion. Sarcopenia is not an inevitable sentence to frailty and dependence. While it cannot be eliminated altogether, its impact can be reduced through resistance exercise, higher protein intake, adequate vitamin D and calcium, and a lifestyle that values movement and vitality. Men and women may experience muscle decline differently, but both benefit from taking action early and consistently. By doing so, older adults preserve not just their muscles, but also their independence, dignity, and quality of life well into their later decades.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.